How's it going? Making sure everything is working before I get started. That is public. Yeah, looks good. Switch to here. How's it going? Just making sure everything is working. Oh, I got a little issue with that again. This phone is pretty slow. Whoops. Yeah, it looks like it's working. All right. So I'm going to do another live stream, little drink review test. Oh, get this over here. There we go. Got two different drinks again. So we've got Pure Leaf tea, which is in the blackberry flavor. And we've got Bodyarmor Lyte, and that's Dragonfruit berry. So with these live streams, I basically do little taste tests and I go over all the ingredients and stuff for these. And I will respond to any chats that I see that are related to what I'm doing. But if anyone talks about anything unrelated, I'm probably not going to respond until I'm done with the little presentation because I'm doing multi-streaming to 3 different platforms. So, yeah. Anyways, let's start with the tea. I think that's a good one. So this is Pure Leaf and Blackberry. Well, Blackberry flavored, whatever that means. We'll find out. It is 18.5 fluid ounce, 547 milliliters, so of decent size. 18.5 is usually at least 2 ounces larger than most drinks like this. Nutrition facts: 140 calories for the bottle. Given the size, that's not terrible, really, but it's still a fair amount of calories. 5 milligrams of sodium. Total carbohydrates 36 grams, and then total sugars 36 grams. So that is a fair amount for a drink. And then the ingredients, we've got brewed black tea with an asterisk. Let me see what that means. Not sure where they put Rainforest Alliance certified tea. All right. It says sugar, citric acid, and natural flavor, citrus pectin, and then it's manufactured by independent producers for the Pepsi Lipton Tea Partnership in Purchase, New York. All right. Then we've got our ingredients. Well, that was the ingredients. There's the caffeine content of 54 milligrams for the 18.5 fluid ounce. So that's a decentish amount of caffeine, 54 milligrams. It's less than coffee, obviously, and less than any type of energy drink. So yeah, it's made by basically Pepsi Lipton companies. Yeah, and the thing to take note of here is going to be the citric acid and the citrus pectin inside. Also, it just says natural flavor for the berry, so it doesn't have any actual juice in here. Yeah. All right, let's show this on screen so you can all see it for yourself. Pretty simple labeling here. You can zoom in. 36 grams of sugar. There's the actual ingredients. Not too bad with the ingredients. And we've got the caffeine mention. Also that Rainforest Alliance certified thing. And they've got some marketing material over here. Brewed in the USA. All right, I think I covered everything that's important here. So this is a little bit different than the Japanese bottled teas like Itoen. They use vitamin C as the stabilizer. This uses citric acid. It does change how it tastes, in my opinion. There is another company that uses phosphoric acid and maybe some citric acid, which I don't like. But the citric acid tends to be okay. We'll find out when I drink this. But tea is something that, you can very easily notice if there's a lot of acidity and such in the drink. All right. There we go. That's what it looks like. Looks like a good brew. Obviously, it doesn't have any artificial color to it, so that's natural. Very nice. Yeah, I don't see any coloration. Looks good. Do a smell test here in a second. It does have a slight berry smell to it. Doesn't smell bad. All right, I'm going to try this out. Again, this is the Pure Leaf Blackberry. It says flavor with other natural flavors. Yeah, it does have more berry flavor than I was expecting. Fair amount of sourness as well. The sugar is definitely noticeable. Like I mentioned, there is a good amount of sourness to it. I think when they're doing flavored teas like this, it does make sense to have the sourness, basically probably from the citric acid in the citrus pectin. So I think it works in this case. All those things do overshadow the tea itself. I'm not really getting much tea flavor, at least in comparison to everything else going on, like the sweetness and the berry flavor. It's not bad. Yeah. It's pretty pleasant tasting. I guess there is some bitterness from the tea, which I do prefer, but it could be coming from something else in here, but there really isn't much. So yeah, it's just brewed black tea, sugar, citric acid, natural flavor, citrus pectin. Yeah. So pretty simple ingredients, which is good. Doesn't have any added colors or anything like that, which is great. Just using basic sugar. So no sugar alternatives or anything like that. Very nice. Seems decent to me, at least my personal preferences. I think it's too sweet, but that's just me. I would prefer less sweetness in the drink so they could taste more of the tea flavor. Or maybe they could just do like a stronger brew somehow. But obviously, it's definitely brewed. You can see that's relatively dark in color. So, yeah. Overall, pretty decent. If you like berry flavored tea for whatever reason, I think it could be an interesting option to try out. Yeah, not bad. Pretty nice. Again, that was the Blackberry Pure Leaf tea with a fair amount of sugar in it, 140 calories for this bottle. The bottle is decent sized. It's 18.5 fluid ounce, so you can good amount of drink for for the bottle and stuff. But I think it's okay, pretty decent. As I mentioned with the Japanese teas and stuff that I usually prefer, they use vitamin C and they're usually not sweetened. So they are quite different. Anyways, I'm going to rinse out my cup here a little bit with some water before I try this other one. So this one's obviously a sports drink. So this one is Bodyarmor Lyte Dragonfruit Berry. Really good. I'll just say it again. Bodyarmor Lyte, Lyte, Dragonfruit Berry. So it's a sports drink and it's lower calorie. It's kind of the theme of this one. Let's look at the nutrition facts here. It says 10% coconut water. That's interesting. 20 calories for the bottle. 25 milligrams of sodium, which is pretty low for a energy drink. This is 16 fluid ounce, 473 milliliter. Then it says total carbohydrates 5 grams. Of that, total sugars 2 grams. And it actually has a fair amount of, yeah, maybe this is not really an energy drink. I mean, sports drink. It's a little bit different. It just looks like one, I guess. Vitamin D, we've got 4.5 mcg, which is 25% of your daily value. Iron, 0.2 milligrams. That's less than 2%. Vitamin A, 300 mcg, which is 35%. Vitamin E, 5 milligrams, which is 35%. Vitamin B6, 1.7 milligrams, 100% of your daily value. And then B12, 2.4 mcg, 100%. Magnesium, 75%, magnesium, 75 grams, 20%. Okay. I'll show it on screen as well. We've got calcium, potassium, vitamin C, niacin, folate, pantothenic acid, and zinc. So maybe this is more like vitamin water type drink. That's one of the other brands, rather than in like a sports drink, I guess. Oh, it calls itself a sports drink. Okay. It says 980 milligrams of electrolytes. So the electrolytes must be a mix of different things and not just sodium, because it only has 25 milligrams of sodium. All right. We've got, for the ingredients, filtered water, allulose, which is the sweetener. I don't really know anything about allulose. have to look that up, but at least know that instead of sugar, it's using allulose. It's ALLULOSE. Citric acid, coconut water concentrate, electrolyte blend, which is dipotassium phosphate, calcium carbonate, magnesium oxide, and zinc oxide. We've got fruit and vegetable juice for color. It's nice to see. And the various vitamins. Let's see. Sorry, there's a dog barking. Hopefully it's not noticeable. Okay, there's also malic acid, which is usually a stabilizer, but it's going to contribute some sourness and such to the drink. Stevia, or steviol glycosides, stevia sweetener. So it also is sweetened with stevia in addition to that allulose. It says natural dragon fruit berry flavor with other natural flavors. And that's pretty much it for the ingredients. So a lot going on here. A lot of stuff in there. On the side, kind of marketing material, but it says 2 grams of sugar, 980 milligrams of electrolytes, natural flavors and sweeteners, no artificial dyes, B vitamins, antioxidants A, C, and E, calcium, vitamin D, coconut water. All right. So that was their big list of information. %, coconut water. And we got the various vitamins and stuff in here if you want to maybe look at it in more detail. Sorry, I'm trying to hold it steady. All right, and we've got our ingredients. So many ingredients. Obviously, a lot of those are the vitamins. Things to take note of, again, the stevia on the bottom here. And then this allulose, which I don't know any details offhand about that. So if you're curious, probably go look it up on the internet and find out what it is. Sorry, my camera's struggling to focus here a little bit. Anyways, this is caffeine free, gluten free. Let's try this out. Again, that's the dragon fruit berry body armor. That's a nice color to it. Again, it's fruit and vegetable juice for color. Wherever it says that. No, just, yeah, fruit and vegetable juice for color. Looks good. Let's do a quick smell test. See what it smells like. Yeah. I guess it smells like fruit, maybe. It doesn't smell bad. Just not going on. Maybe it's kind of potassium smell or something. I'm not sure. Or all the vitamins and stuff. Yeah. Doesn't smell bad. So this is again the Bodyarmor Lyte. Oh, it's probably the coconut. Yeah, I'm probably smelling coconut water smell. All right, let's try this out. It's a lot of flavor here actually. So we got that allulose and the stevia. They've got very noticeable tastes to them. Yeah, it's kind of like an acquired taste for those sweeteners, I guess. Maybe it's just the stevia. I'm not really sure about what allulose tastes like. Let me spell that out in case you want to search on it. Allulose. And then there is some bitterness as well. Yeah, and some sort of berry-like flavor. But to me, it's like a nondescript berry-like flavor. And then obviously the 10% coconut water is going to come through with the flavor. I feel like I do notice all of the vitamins and stuff in here. Or maybe it's just a mix of whatever's going on to make it taste like that. There's also citric acid, which is going to add some sourness to it. Yeah. And the electrolyte blend, as they call it, that's probably contributing to the flavor quite a bit because it's 980 milligrams, which again is the dipotassium phosphate, calcium carbonate, magnesium oxide, and zinc oxide. So, yeah, there is a lot going on with this drink. Like I said, I don't really know what allulose, anything about it offhand. But as long as you're okay with that and stevia, I think there's a fair amount of flavor. There's quite a bit of vitamins and things in here. The coconut water is nice as long as you're okay with coconut and the coconut flavor. It's an interesting combination of a lot of stuff going on. Definitely has a lot of flavor for that amount of calories. So only 20 calories for the bottle. And this bottle is 16 fluid ounce. So actually, whoops, a little bit smaller than this one. This one's 18.5. Overall, pretty nice, I'd say. A lot going on with the flavor, which isn't bad, but it does taste like vitamins and a bit of sourness, a bit of bitterness to me with this. So if you don't like bitter flavors at all or anything like that, probably not a great option for you. But if you're okay with that, at least try it and see if you like the flavor of it with all the stuff going on. And then do your research on whatever allulose is, and then of course stevia for the sweeteners. But other than that, I think it's pretty decent, and I wouldn't mind drinking this occasionally. Yeah, so that was the Bodyarmor Lyte Dragonfruit Berry version. All right, I think I'm done for today with the drink reviews. Pretty interesting combo. Got the Pure Leaf, which I feel like has a bit too much sugar in it. This is 140 calories for this drink, and it's all sugar. It does have the tea, has a berry type flavor to it, which it doesn't have any juice, but it is naturally colored and everything, which is nice. It's just tea color. Overall, pretty decent, but again, I wish it had less sugar in it. And then we've got that Bodyarmor Lyte. This has a lot of flavor to it, but it's a mix of the berry flavor, sweetness from the allulose and the stevia, as well as some bitterness from probably all the other ingredients going on in it. So pretty interesting flavor combo with this one. All right, I'm going to head out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. My call sign for this stuff is Scotty Joe Food Reviews, but I do camera equipment videos and technology videos and stuff too. See ya. All right. And the stream on YouTube as well.